We'll then just have a quick look at the accommodation. Ai-Ais campsite. This is after it got renovated, so it's in nice, good condition. There is grassy areas, and these areas, you're not meant to camp on the grass. They try and keep the grass to actually keep the temperature down. But occasionally people still just drive on and camp on the grass. If you camp on the grass, you'll have no facilities. You'll have no light, no electric point, and that's what people have complained about. But you're not supposed to camp on the grass. You're supposed to camp at all these areas which each one has a braai pit, a light, and a plug point. So they are nice campsites, and they run along the river. The ablutions, generally, as you can see, I've never found them untidy or broken. They've always been working. Yes, they don't have cold water. It's hot and hot water. This is how the swimming pool is going to look most of the time. The water is clear. And that is, but you can see, because the other thing with sulfur and a lot of the additives, it encourages growth of a lot of things. And this guy there was a guy when I was there was cleaning this pool every day. And it still looks like that. It's perfectly safe and healthy to swim in. It just doesn't look attractive. Although I like the green look. It's different from the blue look that you often get at swimming pools. So yes, they do have tennis courts there. Because at 40 degrees, what are you going to do in the afternoon? You're clearly going to go and play tennis, aren't you? Every time I've seen that, I've never seen anybody playing tennis. I've seen most people lying by the pool with a drink. But you can hire tennis rackets and tennis balls at reception. And apparently, it's quite popular. This is the hot spring. Little sign up there saying, warning, it's very hot. So in general, that's all you'll see of the hot spring. And it's literally a little hole there where it's bubbling up. There's a little pipe that they've put in, and all the water comes out of there. The next day when I visit, this entire area was up to here in water. But then the next day, none of this had water in it. So it's the water underneath that does influence how it goes up and down. But that is the hot spring, and you do actually have to look for it to find it. The restaurant and bar area, the bar is here, outdoors. The reception is in here, and the restaurant is like an indoor-outdoor combo. Here's the inside. So now we're on to rooms. So we're back to Ai-Ais. This is the indoor spring section. So this is the water that is then heated, and it's turned off at the moment during the night. But it's generally is pumped and it is bubbling as well. And you've got at the end in each of these little cubbies is like a little jacuzzi area where they jet the water out. And there's two sections. These are the river view rooms, and they're the mountain view rooms. Inside they're equipped the same. Again, they're simple, and this is the river view room. So you can see there's the view of the river. Then you've got the Bush Chalets, which are the 2-bedroom, a little more self-catering, a little more spacious. Then you've got the nice outside braai area. And then again, you use all the same facilities, the restaurant, bar. So we're going to start at Ai-Ais. And the first thing we're going to do is pros and cons of staying at Ai-Ais. Can anybody name me a pro for staying at Ai-Ais? Well, okay, one at a time. You have to put your hand up so I can... Sorry? No park fees. Yeah, if you're staying at Ai-Ais, there's no park fees to pay. Okay? The hot springs, it's located over the hot springs, which heat the swimming pool and the internal springs, which is nice. And you can go and boil your tea bags in the actual hot springs. Any other advantages? Sales guys, why do people want to stay at Ai-Ais and not the other places? When you finish the hike, you're going to end at Ai-Ais, so it's popular for accommodation. Also, price-wise, it's the cheapest accommodation in the area. It's got the most variety of accommodation as well, because you've got camping, you've got mountain view rooms, I was going to say sea view rooms, but river view rooms, then the Bush Chalets for self-catering. Yes, so access to the hot springs and the warm swimming pool, free of charge, because people can, from the outside, can day visit Ai-Ais and use the swimming pool and the hot springs, but then they would pay a fee for using it. There's hot water out of the cold tap and really hot water out of the hot tap. Yes. They're baboons. Baboon is an issue that goes up and down through lots of places right across, especially in the national parks of Namibia. Value for money. The resort itself is quite old by design. It's been there a long time. It's been revamped over the years, but it needs upgrading, and they just struggle to keep up with maintenance. The swimming pool is not blue. Because you've got the natural springs nearby, they contaminate the water, so you don't get a blue swimming pool. They also don't treat the water with chemicals, because certain people go both the indoor and outdoor pool to treat ailments like rheumatism and things like that. If they treat it with chemicals, it'll nullify the benefits of the water. Unfortunately, the natural colour of the water is sort of like a murky brown. greeny colour. It doesn't look attractive. So when you see a nice swimming pool and it's sparkling blue, it looks lovely. And when you see one, it's like patchy, greeny, bluey, brown, it's like, So yes, that is a negative, a perception negative. Can sometimes be a smell. Because you've got sulphur coming in the hot springs, there can sometimes be and sulphur smells like rotten eggs. And the river view rooms are a view over the campsite. And like Namibia, you have to learn that a river does not include water. Water is not optional, it's exceptional in Namibia. So you'll cross river after river after river, and all you see is dry sand beds. And the Fish River is mostly like that, especially at Ai-Ais, where there's rarely water there because it's so far down the canyon. And then they've been having drought. They're having a drought again this year in the whole of Namibia and Botswana, so there's going to be less water. The food menu is quite limited. Now, if you're staying for 1 or 2 days, that's not a problem. But you've got potential that if you're a designated driver for a group of hikers, you might be driving your group to Hobas, setting them off at the hike, and then waiting for them at Ai-Ais. So you might have 4 or 5 days at Ai-Ais. After 2 days, you've eaten everything options on the menu. So there's not going to be a huge variety. You don't go there. You don't really go to Ai-Ais for the spa or the food. And it is perpetually hot. In the summer, a 40-degree day at Ai-Ais is considered a cooler day. And it is a hot spot. It's the furthest away from all the attractions in Fish River. And this is a bit of a misconception because obviously it's marketed as Ai-Ais in Fish River Canyon, but in fact, all of the things to see in Fish River Canyon in this section here, and you're down here. So you have to drive along this gravel road, through this road here, to get to Hobas, which is a 68-kilometre drive on an average gravel road. Then you can go in another 12 kilometres and use the viewpoints. So the other negative is it's the furthest away from all the canyon viewpoints.